Give me a second. Let me make sure this thing is make sure it's rolling. Yep, we good to go. All right. Shalom, shalom. Before I begin, I want to give all praise, honor, and the glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, HaKodash. Right? Double honors to the apostles, bishop, and elders of Great Millstone that rule well. And peace and blessings be multiplied on all you brethren out there teaching His word in all sincerity and in truth. Shalom to the scattered Israelites that are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, that may look like the other nations. Hey, but your spirit is knit with this gospel and with this truth. All right, you're constantly, continuously calling upon the names of Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai, in all truth and sincerity, no matter what you may look like. This is not some black-only thing, all right? Because Israelites have been scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, all right? And hey, like I said, if your spirit is knit with this gospel and with this truth, and you're continuously calling upon the names of Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai, hey, you're more than likely of the stock of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and Lord willing, of the hopeful elect, all right? And shalom to all of the elect out there, the 144,000, and the rest of the elect out there, shalom. I'm the brother M.O.T.B out here with another lesson, like we do week in and week out, to prophesy and to preach the gospel of the kingdom of heaven to you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans who are the biblical Israelites, all right? And like I said before, and to all the scattered Israelites that are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, no matter what you may look like, all right? Because we know we're going to have Israelites, looking like all the other nations, because we've been scattered amongst the nations. So hey, shalom amongst you out there as well. I'm the brother M.O.T.B out here once again. Hey, through the mercy and grace of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, to come out here and to prophesy, chant down Babylon the Great, and Lord willing to edify and feed the lambs and sheep of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. All right, and it's another beautiful day to come out here on the highways and the byways to preach this word, to show our faith and to edify the elect, and seal the elect with the words of promise. And as you saw in the title, this video is going to be centered around the M.O.T.B, which is the mark of the beast, which is the implantable micro C-hip, all right? And as of late, you've been having the IUIC and the Bishop Nate trying to, spin his wicked web of deception, but now they're starting to come around and talking about digital currencies, digital IDs, but they're still missing the whole point of what the M.O.T.B is, which is the micro C-hip, all right? The implantable device, all right? The mark of the beast is an actual physical thing. It's not sin, as these false prophets and these Christians now all of a sudden are coming out here and trying to tell you that, And now they're trying to say that, if you worship on Sunday, if you're involved in this American system, that the mark of the beast is the Roman system, worshiping on Sundays, voting, being involved in politics, and basically they're saying that is literally sin, man, which is nonsense, which makes no sense, because sin has been since the beginning of time, man. Men have always been sinning. We've always been going off. And if you're going to go by that logic, then we all have the mark of the beast, and we're all going to be literally destroyed if you're going to go according to their logic and what they're trying to teach that the mark of the beast is, man. Which is not sin, man. It's not worshiping on Sundays. It's not this system that we're all involved in. Because at some shape, form, or fashion, all of us, before we came into this truth, was in the church. Before we came into the truth, we were voting. We was worshiping holidays, Christmas, Easter, Valentine's Day, caught up in all of the ways of this world, man. Which is contrary to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, but it's not the mark of the beast, man. All right, because if that was the case, we'll all be doomed. We all would we all would be destroyed, man. Because that's not what the mark of the beast is. It's an actual physical thing, and this is why everything is going digital. This is why these devils are getting ready to crash this economy and to crash this system as we know it, because they're getting ready to bring in a new system in which if you want to be involved in it, if you want to buy and sell and have an apartment, have a job, shop at the grocery store, be able to be recognized as a citizen of this new system that they're creating, you're going to have to eventually take the mark of the beast, which is the implantable micro C-hip, man. But before that, they're going to, you're going to have to give up your biometrics, be biometrically identified on this man's system as a citizen of their new world, and then it will eventually lead to the M.O.T.B. It's a whole system. It's a whole ecosystem and a financial system they're getting ready to implement that's going to lead to the mark of the beast, man. And like I said, it's like we've been telling you, the system is already created. I mean, they've already built the infrastructure. They're just waiting to ultimately implement it on a full little small glimpses of it taking place around the world. You know, you already have people over there in Switzerland, even some people here in America, you know, that are being already given options to take micro CHIPs, implantable RFID chips, in order to work at particular companies. You know, you got a lot of those people over there in Sweden who've already put microchips in their hands to where they don't have to have a wallet, they don't have to carry a debit card, they don't have to carry particular information, because it's all embedded within their implantable micro chip, man. And that's the plan that these elites have for the whole future of humanity, which is going to ultimately lead to the mark of the beast, man. It's a complete system that's being you know, that's going to be rolled out on you people in the near future, man. And without it, you will not be able to buy and sell. You will not be able to be identified and able to function as a citizen in this new digital system that they're creating, man. And it's a trap for everybody's soul, man. All right. So the mark of the beast is not fucking sin, and I'm not, it's going to be a sin if you take it. If you worship the system, his image, and take his micro chip, that'll be a sin unto death unto you. But it's not. The mark of the beast is just not literal sin. Like, for instance, right? The IUIC is telling you in order for you to buy and sell in the future, you're going to have to sin in order to buy and sell. Well, what sin is going to be qualifiable for you to be able to go into the grocery store? All right, you want to go get gas, you're going to have to pull up to before you pump the gas, you got to go up to the register and tell him, oh, I like 50 on pump 2. They're not going to be like, well, what sin did you commit today, sir? Oh, well, you know, I committed adultery today. I stole from my neighbor today. Oh, okay, now you're good. You're granted. Now you can pump your gas. That's stupid. Don't make any damn sense, man. Because that's not what the mark of the beast is. It's an actual physical device. It's an actual physical thing, which I'm going to show you. I got some articles that I'm going to go into showing you that it's this system that they're getting ready to roll out upon the whole world, man. All right? It's not a very hard thing to understand, but like we said, a lot of these guys, man, have sold out. A lot of these different Israelite groups, you know, either they're just stupid as all hell or they're sold out, man. But we like to believe that these guys have sold out. They've taken the bag, man. You see? And you know, and don't be surprised if the IUIC and the Bishop Nate somehow, some way, when this thing finally shows itself and it's finally proven to be exactly what we've been telling you it is, he's going to turn around and say, oh, well, see, well, we always said they could throw a microchip in there, or, you know, we were always, you know, we didn't see it at the time, but now we see that it truly is a microchip, because this guy's a demon and he's slick like that, man. Even if he does that, all of his zombies, all of those zombies in the IUIC, if he was to come and do that after he done showed himself to say it's June, it ain't no microchip, it ain't no damn microchip, you know, he'll turn around and say it is a microchip. Them damn zombies in the IUIC will still follow and believe it, man, because they're just that, zombies, man. All right, but at the end of the day, man, hey, the mark of the beast is an actual physical thing, man. It's not spiritual. It's not a spiritual thing. It's not a spiritual mark, man. As you read certain scriptures that talk about the mark, you know, you got these Christians talking about, oh, God's mark, and these marks are, you know, the mark of the beast. It's a sin, and it's you, you know, with your mind. It's not a barcode. It's not a microchip in your right hand, your forehead. It's a philosophy that you take into your mind, and then in your right hand it represents you agreeing and accepting it and playing it out with your right hand. All that stupid bullshit. Because if that was the case, you niggas is doing that right now. So how the hell is it that we're able to buy and sell right now? You see? Just don't make any sense. It's just stupid at the end of the day, and these guys don't know what the hell they're talking about. All right, they're winging it, but it's all good though. That's why the Lord have set up the true prophets and servants of Yahweh Shem Yahushua to give you the true understanding of what the micro CHIP is. I mean, what the mark of the beast is. And here at Great Millstone, starting with the elders and the apostles, we've never deviated, we've never changed it. You know, our stance on the M.O.T.B has been the same from day one, and it's going to remain that way until it comes to pass, man. All right. Because it's the truth of the matter, all right? Everything else that these guys are selling you are all BS, man. You know? But anyways, let's get some of these precepts. This is Habakkuk chapter 2 and 1. It says, and I will stand upon my watch, and will set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And Yahweh, Bashem Yahushua, answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. You see? Because the M.O.T.B. is plain to see, man. Like I said, we've been seeing all this information, all this technology, and all, them showing you the systems that they're going to implement in order to bring this thing to fruition, to bring this prophecy to pass. And it's as plain as day what it is. Like I said, the mark of the beast is not some philosophy. It's not sin. It's not nothing spiritual. You got guys like Zabak and these other Israelite groups telling you that, the mark of the beast is sin, brother. It's if you can take the philosophy into your mind, and then when you accept it in your mind, and then you go and you play it out in real life, then you got the mark of the beast. These niggas is telling you it's sleeping with white women, man. How the hell is the mark of the beast sleeping with white women? And they say that King David had the mark of the beast when the mark of the beast wasn't even mentioned during the time of King David, man. Solomon had the mark of the. I mean, not King David. King Solomon had the mark of the beast. When that wasn't even mentioned at the time that King Solomon was on the scene, because why? It's an end time prophecy, man. So these guys are all over the place. They're all bugged out and they don't know what the hell they're talking about. Because ultimately, a lot of these guys have sold out, man. You see, but like I say, at the end of the day, hey, prophecy is forcing these guys into a corner to where, their little stupid breakdown and what they tell you that it is going to crumble and it's going to fail. And what the true prophets and the true servants of Yahweh Shem Yahushai told you what it is going to stand, man. It says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. You see, the vision is not is speaking and it's not lying. But these other bugged out Israelite groups, the Bishop Nate, the IUIC, the Believers of the Way, Zabak, whatever their congregation is called, the ISUPK, they're lying. They're deceiving you, man. Because like we said, a lot of those guys have sold out, man. A lot of those guys were brought and paid off to tell you, that the mark of the beast is philosophy and that it's nothing physical. And shit, even these Israelite leaders came out and had the audacity to say, you think God cares if you take a microchip? Well, obviously he does, man. Because when you read Revelation, the 14th chapter, he tells you the judgment and what you're going to get if you worship this man's image and you receive his mark in your right hand and your forehead. And these guys, the IUIC, they'll never tell you what the image of the beast is, and the image, the mark, what is it? The image, Revelations 13th chapter. They'll never break those three things down to you, man. You see? But anyways, it says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. See, and it's not tarrying anymore. It's literally here. We see all these different World Economic Forums. We see guys like Noah Harari. Even a lot of these financier peoples. Former heads of like the International Bank of Settlements. All these different certain individuals in certain positions. Even they're telling you exactly what it is. Now, of course, they're not going to come out and tell you that this new financial system that they're creating is the mark of the beast, but hey, all sign points towards exactly what it is, man. You see? So hey, it's playing upon tables and it's easy to see, and the Lord has set up his true prophets and servants to make it clear unto you, man. Now, whether you want to receive it or believe it or not, hey, that's not up to us, but the blood is off of our hands, man. All right? We know what the mark of the beast is, and we see the system that these devils have, and that the system that they have, how they're going to roll it out, man, and what it's going to be, and the choice you're going to have to eventually make if you want to buy or sell or be accepted as a citizen of this man's new system that he's creating, man. And the way it's looking, a lot of you Israelites are going to fall and crumble and take that M.O.T.B, man. All of you so-called you people that make a living on social media, a lot of you people whose whole livelihood is based off of being on the internet, doing social media, you know what I mean? Your whole life is based on you making content, whether it's on TikTok or Instagram, on social media, all these platforms that you got, your podcast, your Patreons. A lot of you guys are going to end up taking the M.O.T.B because the system that they're getting ready to create, in order for you to have access to those things, to have a bank account, to have a driver's license, like I said, to be able to function in any fashion of this society, you're going to have to eventually accept and worship this system and eventually take that Karagla, man. It's just that plain and simple. This is exactly why he's getting rid of the old world. He's getting ready to start. He's going to do away with cash. He's going to do away with this current financial system as we're functioning in it, and he's going to bring a whole brand new one, man. And if you don't give up your biometrics, if you don't take all the prerequisites that he requires in order for you to function within that new system, you're going to be isolated. You're going to be outcast, man. You're not going to be able to buy and sell. You're not going to be able to be accepted as a citizen and to function within his society unless you bow the knee, unless you take his mark of the beast. Point blank, period, man. A lot of these people that's in this world, they're going to bow the knee. They're going to end up accepting the mark of the beast because why? They're going to want to eat. They're going to want to buy and sell. They're going to want to have some form of normality back after all hell breaks, after the society collapses and all hell breaks loose, man. It's the perfect trap that this devil is setting for you people, man. But hey, we can see it as clear as day, and we see right through it, you know? That's why we're out here constantly, especially at, starting with the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, we do all the videos on the mark of the beast. You don't see these other Israelite camps constantly doing videos on the M.O.T.B, going into the technology, you know? Going into the blockchain, you know? Going into, the World Economic Forum, all the talking points, you know? Biometrics, digital currencies. We're constantly going into those topics and breaking it down because we're in those times, and it's the job and the duty of a prophet to do so, you know? So this is Isaiah chapter 32. I'm going to get to the articles in a minute. This is Isaiah chapter 32, verse 7. It says, let me read this on my phone because I want to bring up some words. You know, and now all of a sudden, right, these Christians trying to tell you, that the mark of the beast is sin, and it's about keeping the Sabbath, it's about keeping the law. But you Christians for the longest said the law's done away with. But now all of a sudden they're coming with this whole the mark of the beast is you not sticking to Torah, you not keeping the Sabbath. You know, you doing anything that's outside of the commandments of the Most High is sin. But that's all you Christians do is violate and break the laws, statutes, and commandments, man. You don't uphold it. You say that it's done away with, and it has, and that it's not going to save you. But now all of a sudden you're trying to link that with the M.O.T.B, which shows you that hey, the truth of what we're bringing out is it's all over this world, man, and that what we're saying is right, you know. And now these Christians are trying to come and trying to revamp their breakdowns and trying to have a stance on now all of a sudden about keeping the law, which we know the law is not going to save any of us. We know it's about our faith, but hey, we keep the laws, statutes, and commandments to the best of our ability because it's the righteous thing to do. It's the way that we show our faith, man. You see? But yeah, these Christians are all over the place, man. Let me get some water real fast. I didn't feel that hot out here. Shit. All right, this is Isaiah chapter 32 and 7. I'll read at 5. It says, 7. Yeah, Isaiah 32 and 7. It says, "For the vile person will speak villainy. For the vile person will speak villainy, and his heart will work iniquity, to practice hypocrisy, and to utter error against Yahweh, to make empty the soul of the hungry, and he will cause the drink of the thirsty to fail." You see? And this is what this whole M.O.T.B, New World Order, is really all about, man. It's instruments of the churl, man. All right? So let's go to this word for, look up some of these words, man. Let's get that word for churl. That's what these elites are. That's what Esau is. He's a churl, man. And the system and the instruments that he's creating are cruel because, like I said, everything that they're getting ready to roll on you as far as this new world order system is going to be presented as convenience. It's going to be considered, to help mankind, to make things better, to make things smoother, to be the problems to all of the, to be to be the fix to all the problems that's happening within this society. But really, it's a trap at the end of the day, man. See, this is why scriptures tell you should never trust thine enemy. So the word for churl is Quara. It says, oh no, it's the wrong word. Oh, shit. Dang it. So the churl is Ka Laya. It says a scoundrel, a knave. You see, sense of withholding, niggardly. Yeah, niggardly means like a stingy person, So the instruments of the trill, the instruments of this scoundrel or this wicked individual, man, is is it says yeah, the scoundrels were, they're doing the work of the scoundrels. It's not to be respected. It's not to be honored, man. Because like I said, they're going to make it seem like it's for your benefit. They're going to make it seem like it's to fix all the problems that we're having. Oh, the old financial system, the Federal Reserve, it was crooked. It wasn't right. It defrauded people, It wasn't a righteous system. But now we're going to bring this new system, which is going to be the answer to all the problems. But this is going to be a bigger oppressive system than this current financial system is. This new system, financial system, through this M.O.T.B and this digital identity is going to be a complete and utter oppressive technocratic slave system, man, where you will own nothing and be happy, man. So it's all rooted in deception and fake help and wickedness. It says, for the vile person will speak villainy and his heart will work iniquity to practice hypocrisy. Right, this whole New World Order system is all about hypocrisy, man. Because it's not gonna help you the way that they're presenting and telling you it's gonna help you. It's gonna be ultimately to enslave you, man. Like I said, to be able to track and to trace and to monitor every single aspect and every single thing that you do, man. It's not gonna be a system of freedom, a system that's gonna help you to acquire wealth and acquire, to have abundance, man. It's gonna do the exact opposite of that. It's gonna restrict you. It's going to regulate you. It's going to, keep a tight lid on all the so-called ways that you, basically, they're going to restrict your carbon footprint on this planet Earth, man. You're only going to be able to eat so much beef, so much chicken, have so much water a month, use so much of the Earth resources, man. It's going to be a complete, total, restrictive, oppressive system. It says to practice hypocrisy and to utter error against Yahweh, to make empty the soul of the hungry, and he will cause the drink of the thirsty to fail. It says the instruments also of the true are evil. He deviseth wicked devices to destroy the poor with lying words, even with the needy speak up right. In this New World Order system, let you speak out against the oppressive system. Let you speak out against how CBDC and this whole new monetary system is oppressive, how it's restricting you, how it's causing you nothing but pain and suffering, and it's not fair. Hey, you're gonna get visited. All right, they're gonna turn off your microchip or worse. They might just totally lock you out of the system from being able to buy and sell. And they're doing that right now in China as we speak. We have hundreds of thousands of people who are being made homeless, not because they don't work or they're not making money or they're not paying their bills or they're not sufficiently supporting themselves. It's because they've spoken out against the system, or they've done things like littered or jaywalked, or they violated certain regulations and rules of the system that caused their social credit score to be lowered and dropped to a certain point to where they can't even board a train. They can't even have a job. They can't go into the grocery store. They've been totally shut out from the system because of their so-called bad behavior, man. And it's the same system that the West is getting ready to implement with this New World Order, man. All right. So let's get into this, man. I got these articles, right, dealing with what? The Internet of Bodies, the Internet of Things, the Internet of Everything, man. You see, this is what the M.O.T.B is, the mark of the beast, this implantable microchip, which is gonna be implemented with this new technological system. All right. So I got this, right. It's from the RAND Corporation, and it says, "What is the Internet of Bodies?" Which we've gone into this information time in and time out, but hey, we're gonna always keep going over it so we can stay fresh and sharp in your mind, so you can see this is what everything going digital. This is what this whole technocracy, this Trump administration, Peter Thiel, all these technocrats, Elon Musk, these super apps, everything going digital is really all about is to merge man with machine so that they can bring in this technocracy, this new world order, this digital slave system that you people are getting ready to be forced into taking. So it says in the 20th century, wireless technology integrated with the human body was nothing more than science fiction. You see, because why? This is why we tell you all the time. This is why they make these dystopian futuristic movies before the technology even came out, because they was already knew the direction they wanted to go in before this technology started being put in everyday, in everybody's everyday lives, man. You know, you watch movies like when Demolition Man came out. A lot of that technology that we have now didn't exist back then, but they were showing you what they were intending on doing in the future. So now this technology that you saw in movies and in films now is a part of everyday life. Now it's not so science fiction anymore. Now we're literally handling it and using it, and it's like I said, it's a part of everybody's lives, man. Technology, these smartphones, it's not a day that don't go by to where the internet of everything is not incorporated into your everyday life. Now it's to the point to where it's like, now it's to the point to where like without these things you won't be able to function every day. And that wasn't done by accident. That wasn't being done by coincidence, because that's the system that they wanted to create. They want you people to be solely addicted and solely dependent on this technology, because this is how they're going to be able to rule over you in the future, is through this technology, man. You see? And it's only going to keep upgrading and getting more and more sophisticated to where, you know, life without, look, man, not being, well, Klaus Schwab said it. The citizens that don't merge themselves with this technology will be phased out of society, man. You see? It says in the 20th century, wireless technology integrated with the human body was nothing more than science fiction. But today, Wi-Fi connected devices like the heart rate monitors and sleep trackers have become common parts of American life, and eventually so will the micro C-hip, because it's going to be it's integrated to interact with the, you know, it's going to be the same technology. I'm sorry, I'm all over the place, but yeah, the mark of the beast is going to be a part of this internet of everything eventually. And without that mark of the beast, eventually in the future, hey, you will be basically be like what's the word I'm looking for? You will be obsolete, man. Look, any human in the future that this devil is creating, without merging yourself with technology, without having an M.O.T.B, without having your digital, you know, your digital, you know, your digital, you know, your footprint. Look at where I'm looking for. Your biometrics linked to the system, you will be obsolete, man. All right, you'll be a thing of the past. You'll be a obsolete, outdated human person, unable to function within society. Like I said, watch that movie Demolition Man. That's a perfect example with Edgar Friendly and everybody that was living underground. They were totally obsolete. They could not live on the surface world, man. They wouldn't be recognized. They couldn't buy. They couldn't sell. They couldn't do anything, man. And it's the same system that this devil is creating right now, and it's going to lead to the M.O.T.B, the mark of the beast, which is what John the Revelator saw. So it says, but today, Wi-Fi connected devices like heart rate monitors and sleep trackers have become common parts of American life, right? Your smartwatch, wearables, all these things are a part of everyday life now. Like I said, there's no part of your life to where Wi-Fi connected technology is not a part of our daily lives, man. Every day you leave the house, you got to have your smartphone. You got to have your smartwatch. You got your smart TV. You got your, you know, if you got a brand newer car, that shit's all Wi-Fi connected, man. You can't even literally, yeah, you can't even play video. Well, you could, but you couldn't even play videos in your car if you don't have Wi-Fi, if you don't have Bluetooth technology, you know? So it says, has become common parts of American life. How has bionic technology evolved so quickly from science fiction to reality? Well, scripture says that knowledge would increase. You know, knowledge would increase, and this is and this is why you see, you know, all of this technological advances happening so quickly. It says, and what could this internet of bodies mean for our lives moving forward? Literally, what it means is if you're not integrated with the technology and you don't merge yourself with the futuristic technology, you will not be able to operate in this world, man. You will be obsolete. You won't be able to move forward. You'll be how tape deck players are now in this world in 2026, man. Nobody uses the tape deck or uses tape decks to play music unless you have that in your house, unless you have an old boombox with those big ass batteries in there, and you got to literally play it like that. But the average everyday person, they don't understand what that shit is. As a matter of fact, it reminded me today, I saw a YouTube short where it was saying like life in the 80s of a teenager on vacation. And everything that was there was all outdated old technology. He had a Nintendo with the cartridge you got to blow. He had a Walkman. He had one of those old Trap Keeper binders. What else he had? He had Garbage Pail Kids cards, a stereo, a Walkman, an old ass TV that wasn't a smart TV. You know, a fucking lunchbox, you know? So they're showing you that, you know, that's what life was back then. Compared to today, none of that shit that was in that short would be used today. It's outdated, it's obsolete. It's going to be the same with mankind in the future if you don't merge with this technology. if you don't have your biometrics up to date, if you don't have the mark of the beast in the future, if all of your digital ID and prerequisites to function in society is not up to par, you'll be obsolete. It says, let's read that again. And what could this Internet of Bodies mean for our lives moving forward? RAND researchers are studying this phenomenon and what consumers and policymakers need to know as we veer into uncharted territory. Just like now, yeah, you can still do it, right? But more people shop online. A lot of people shop online. You have that option to where you don't have to leave to go to the grocery store. You can have food DoorDash, use technology to have your groceries delivered to your front porch if you want. You don't have to go out to the grocery store and literally go and buy your groceries. You can just pay for it online. If a lot of people why do you think these malls are becoming obsolete and they're closing down? And when you go to the average mall, there's a lot of empty stores because people rather shop online than to go into the store, which I prefer to go shop in person because I like to try my shit on. I got a different body type. It's not good for me to buy clothes online without trying them on, which it is what it is. And I'm not gonna lie, that is convenient. That is somewhat the signs of the times, but at the end of the day, we can see where it's going to eventually go, So it says the Internet of Bodies, or the IOB. So you got to understand and know what these terms means. The IOB, the Internet of Bodies, the Internet of Things, and how it's linked to this fast emerging technological world, man. You have to understand these concepts and these acronyms so you can know what the hell they're talking about. It says it's actually an ecosystem. You see that? Let's look at this word ecosystem. So they're telling you that the Internet of Bodies and this technology is an ecosystem. Let's look at this word ecosystem. An ecosystem is formed by organisms in interaction with their environment. Well, what's going to be the future environment? Merging man with technology. The internet of every goddamn thing. Artificial intelligence, 6G. This whole technocracy that these devils are building, man. It says that the biotic and abiotic components are linked together through nutrient cycles and energy flows. Ecosystems are controlled by external and internal factors. External factors, including climate, control the ecosystem structure, but are not influenced by it. Well, in this case, the ecosystem that these devils are creating is this new world, this technocracy, this digital age. Artificial intelligence. And guess what? These devils, this is why they're trying to use this technology to play God, because they're going to control the technological ecosystem. Like I said, it's why you're going to have a carbon footprint. You're going to have social credit score. You're going to have a CBDC. You're going to have a controllable money. You're going to have a CBDCs and money controlled by the powers that be. This is why, if they tell you, that's why the money is going to be programmable. Like, for instance, they might give you a certain amount of CBDCs for the beginning of the month, but at the end of the month, that money is not going to roll over if you don't use it all, man. You see, or they might tell you that from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m., you'll be able to use your CBDC. But after that 12 p.m. cutoff, and once you try to go and use that money, the powers that be can control it, can stop you and eliminate you from operating and buying and selling from a certain time, man. A total, complete controlled ecosystem, man. And if you don't have that mark of the beast, if you don't have the yourself linked to the system, you can't play ball, man. It says it's an ecosystem. It's a bunch of devices that are connected to the internet that contain software and that either collect personal health data about you or can alter the body's function, right? And they're going to use this technology to have total control, man. Total control. That's been the word of the week, right? Started with the elders and the apostles, total control. And that's what this whole M.O.T.B, Mark of the Beast, digital system is all about. These elites having total control, man. And like I said earlier, I'm going to show you. If you want to get online, if you want to get on social media, if you want to do TikTok videos, if you want to continue to be a brand ambassador, or you want to do a podcast, right? You want to board a train, you want to get on an airplane, you want to get in your car and drive in these futuristic cars, man, you're going to have to be able, you're going to have access to get into those things, man. But it's going to be at the discretion of these elites and AI running the whole goddamn thing, man. It says, we think of the Internet of Bodies as this collection of all of these devices, as well as all the data that the devices are gathering about you. And in healthcare, Internet of Bodies has been around for quite a while. With the advent of the internet, it makes a lot of sense to connect your pacemaker to the internet so that your doctor can automatically notify if something weird happens. See, and that's where they try to hook you and get you to believe that it's going to be for your benefit and it's safe and it's effective, but it's really to give these motherfuckers total control, man. They don't give a damn about you taking your medicine or you staying on par with your medical requirements. Is for them to have total control, man. You see, that's what it's all about, control. Not because they want to help you. Not here it is. This medical system right now is fucking killing every goddamn body. This medical system was not created to make you whole and to heal people. It's just to treat you so that they can keep you continuously coming back, so they can do what? Make profit off of you, man. But all of a sudden they're gonna come in the New World Order and this whole the New World Order medical system is going to be there to help you. It's going to be there to make sure you're on point and you're doing this. Get the fuck out of here, man. It's all about control, man. You can't forget that. It's all about control. It says, with the advent of the internet, it makes a lot of sense to connect your pacemaker to the internet so that your doctor can be automatically notified if something weird happens, you see? Because that's what they want. This is why you're going to be tracked and traced. Everything that you do is going to be watched in real time by AI. Whatever you buy, whatever you sell, what you're looking at on the internet, what you post online, where you're going, what you're eating, what you're drinking, what you're thinking. They want to have access to all of these, all this information via this technology, man. You see, this is why, like I said, you're going to have to merge yourself with technology, or you're going to be left out of society. Just like on Demolition Man, when he was scratching his palm, and the dude was like, "You really think that we'll let you off without a leash, caveman?" Because why? That microchip was keeping tabs and tracks on everything, man. Even when she was in the precinct, remember she was cussing? It was like, "Oh, Lena Huxley, you are being charged 45 credits for ill use of bad language." This is the world these devils are trying to create, man. And it's all going to culminate with that mark of the beast, the implantable RFID microchip, man. That's why it's called the badge of the followers of the Antichrist. Let me get a precept real quick. This is let me get this real fast. It's real evil and real wicked, man. See? This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 4 and 16. It says, let's see something. This is Proverbs 4 and 13. It says, "Take fast hold of instruction and let her not go. Keep her, for she is thy life." Meaning what? The wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the scriptures, of this word, man. Let it not go. It says, "Enter not into the path of the wicked, and go not into the way of evil men." And this whole New World Order, this technological system. Now, of course, we're going to have to, get involved in it to a certain extent. But once they start telling you, you got to put that C ragamuffin in you. You got to take that micro C hip. You got to pop a Neuralink in the side of your head. Hey, that's when all bets are off, man. That's when we're going to have to peacefully bow out, and we're going to have to become pilgrims and put our faith and trust in Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Fuck this system. We're going to have to become the Edgar Friendlies of the real world, man. We're going to have to go underground, or, just going to have to not acquiesce and bow down to this system and put our faith and trust in Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, man. And this is the system that this devil is getting ready to bring down upon everybody. Revelations 3 and 10. You see? It says, "Enter not into the path of the way of the wicked, and go not in the way of evil men. Avoid it, pass not by it, turn from it, and pass away." You see? So once they're telling you, look, now you got to take that micro C hip in order to fully receive your CBDCs, to continue to be a part of this new system and be identified and whatever. Hey, man, that's when we're going to have to go the opposite way. We're going to have to be those pilgrims on the earth, man. If we had a job, if we had a house, we had an apartment, we had a car, we had this, we had that, we're going to have to just leave that shit behind, man, and put our faith and trust in Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And, hey, the chips are going to fall wherever they be. It says, "For they sleep not except they have done mischief." You see? And this is Esau Edom, man. This is what the system is all about. He can't sleep, man. They can't sleep until they fully get this New World Order fully implemented, man. And we see him doing it and testing it all over the world in different parts of the country, man. And it's happening here in America, but not as noticeably and not as big as in other parts of the country. Because why? People are being distracted with what? This whole Epstein bullshit. That whole Ann Guthrie, whatever the hell that broad's name is, whose mom is missing in Arizona. People are distracted with that. People are distracted with, Trump's antics with the Epstein files and the child sacrifice, the blood drinking. You know, the pedophilia. Meanwhile, while you're paying attention to that, they're constantly moving and working, trying to figure out the next event to bring to crash this economic system, to crash this economy, to bring the order out of the chaos, man, to bring in a civil war, insurrection acts. Meanwhile, behind closed doors, they're still pushing and trying to bring this new world order to pass, man. It says, for they sleep not except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away unless they cause some to fall. For they eat the bread of wickedness and drink the wine of violence, but the path of the just is as the shining light that shineth more and more unto the perfect day. You see? So that's the path we need to stay on, is being in the path of light, understanding ultimately what the whole end game and the agenda and what prophecy is speaking as concerning what these devils are doing. And we see it as clear as day. That's why we're not falling for the banana in the tailpipe or the bullshit that the mark of the beast is not something physical. It's not anything to do with this new financial system, but that is sin. That is worshiping on Sunday. That is celebrating Easter and Christmas and all this other bullshit, which has nothing to do with the mark of the beast, man. All right? Anyways, shit. Salaki, back to the article, right? It says, in a natural, thank you, you too. It says, it's natural in a lot of ways to want to understand more about your body, how it functions, how well it's doing. Well, Esau wants to know what's going on the inside. Even Noah Harari, that little shave rat, said that. We want to know what's going on the inside, you know? But they're already doing that. That's what these wearables are all about. Your smartwatch, your wearables, the little ring that's keeping track of your fucking steps and your heart rate and how much water you drink, et cetera, et cetera. But they want to take it even deeper by putting this technology and the Internet of Bodies on the inside of you, man. What do you think Neuralink is all about? You dumbass people. It's not because they want to help the blind to see or the lame to walk. That's just the way that they're presented it as a miracle to help and to help people who are suffering become more helpful and help them to live better lives, which is all bullshit. It's ultimately so that they can. I believe, I'm just speaking as a man. They want Neuralink so that they can have full access to your brain activity, to your thoughts, to your emotions, so they can be able to control that shit. Man, you got to think, man, if they're creating this technology to be able to do certain things in the brain, you better believe they're creating, it's going to be also created to do things opposite of that. Like, for instance, if they're going to use Neuralink to be able to make you walk, I believe they're going to be able, they have the power of Neuralink to be able to make you not walk. But they can turn on those parts of the brain that don't work, that can help you walk. Why wouldn't they create it so where they can turn off those same accesses to that part of the brain to shut it off and turn it on as they please, man? Scriptures tell you to never trust thine enemy. Remember, Esau is trying to play God with this technology. So you'd be a goddamn fool to let them get inside of you, but that's what these devils want. That's eventually the world they're going to create and the access they're going to be able to grant themselves once you people are deceived into receiving this, this mark of the beast, bowing down to this new digital system that he's creating. Once you do that, all bets is off, man. Remember, what even Harari said this, man. Humans are hackable animals, and once you can hack something, then you can practically own it, man. So y'all better wake up to what this damn devil is doing, man. Never trust thine enemy. Though he pretend to help thee, he's gonna look to overthrow your ass, man. So fuck Esau. We ain't trusting this bullshit, man. Hey, don't allow this devil access to the inside of you, man. Don't trust this technology. Remember, everything that Esau does is in pure deception and wickedness. What else is in here? Right, it says IOB devices could revolutionize healthcare. Unprecedented amounts of personal health data could inform treatment plans that are completely tailored to a patient's needs. It's all bullshit. What else is in here? Here we go. It says consumers should be wary of the IOB devices because as it's becoming more and more popular, all of this intimate data is being collected, arguably more intimate data than we've ever really recorded before. Right, because ultimately, once you allow yourself to give up all this shit, you don't have no more rights. You don't have no more privacy. Which you really don't. You don't even have no privacy now. The Patriot Act scrapped all that shit, but they give you the illusion that you have privacy. You know, but hey, but this system, this M.O.T.B system, this New World Order, is a total you relinquishing all of your ability to privacy. It's going to be, you know, you're not going to have the right to be private. Everything is going to be tracked and traced and monitored. What privacy do you have? Shit, even your own thoughts are not going to be your own private thoughts anymore. They're going to be able to tap into that. They're going to be storing that shit on the cloud. They're going to know every single aspect about you. They're going to know more about you than you know about yourself, man. And they'll be able to manipulate certain thoughts and certain opinions and certain likes and dislikes. This is a very heavy and demonic technology on the left-hand side that this devil possesses, man. This is why Harari said that this is the technology that all the tyrants of old wish they had, but now we now have it via this technology, man. Y'all better wake up, man. It says, what else? It says, policy tends to lag behind innovative technologies like this. It's probably up to the blah, 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 whatever. I got another article. Okay, look at this one, right? This is a good one. Let me get a precept. See, so, hey, man, like I just read in Proverbs 4, hey, don't go into the path of the wicked, man. Don't accept this man's M.O.T.B, because it's a lot more sinister and a lot more wicked than what you believe that they're presenting it to be. All right? Let me get this. This is Micah chapter 2, verse 1. It says, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. You see? And this has been Esau's, he's been working this shit for the longest, man. Going all the way back for the centuries they've been working on this plan. This has always been their agenda, man. And they've been rolling it out little by little and little, testing it, doing different things, you know, putting that shit in your everyday life, you know, unknowingly, gradually put it in there, gradually giving you the technology till you're getting more and more and more addicted to it, man. So like I was saying earlier, now you can't even think of your everyday life without using this technology, man. Your life would seem useless without this technology. Like I said earlier, leave your house and get 30 minutes from your house and realize that you don't have your phone, man. You would fucking absolutely be like, oh my gosh, you'll be screwed, man. Because they made it to be that way. To where you would have to drive all the way back home to go get your shit. Because why? Mostly everybody don't really even carry cash. All of your Apple Pay, you know, your social media, your contacts, pretty much your whole life, everybody's life is right here in the palm of their hand via this technology, man. And it was been done that way intentionally and on purpose. You see? So how much more, you know, how much more of them wanting to, this is why they're telling you eventually in the future, cell phones will be obsolete. You're not going to need a cell phone anymore. They'll have the cell phone implanted and engineered right within your body, man. You're going to literally have to merge fully with this technology. And like I said, at the same time, it's going to give these devils total control. So this is the woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds, man. See, this is what these devils have been doing behind closed doors. While you're all distracted with all the bread and circuses and the Super Bowl and the celebrity drama, you know, caught up in your own everyday life, the rat race of everyday life, behind closed doors, they're setting up this goddamn beast demonic system. See? It says, when the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hands. Look at that word for practice. And now they're practicing, like I read earlier in Habakkuk. Though it tarry, wait for it, so it shall surely come, it shall not tarry. It ain't tarrying no more, man. It's literally in everybody's face. Now they're coming out and just telling you what they're going to do, you know? Where is it? And the word practice is I shah. It says I saw. It says to do, to fashion, to produce, act with effect, to make, to produce, to prepare, to attend to, put in order, to appoint, institute. See? They're instituting the New World Order, man. They're instituting the new digital beast system. You know, they're producing this Internet of Bodies, Internet of Things, you know? Oh, look, it says to press, to squeeze. Right, this system is going to squeeze. They're going to eventually squeeze everybody into this system, whether you want it or not. It's not going to be an option anymore, man. Like I said, pretty soon every aspect of your life is going to be all about this these super apps, about biometrics, digital ID, your access to all these different things is going to be forced into this system. What else is in here? It says to have the charge of it. Yep, to provide, to bring, to vex. Right? It says, look, in the Child's Dictionary, it says to labor, to work about anything, to work upon anything. Yeah, to work in gold and silver, to make, produce by labor. Yep, to be a creator. Oh, look, produce, to work miracles. Yeah, this technology is going to be a form of a miracle. That's why they got shit like Neuralink and what's that other one called? Telekinesis. They promise you all these superhuman abilities, all of these miracles that surpass the common nature of the average man. And they're going to be promising you people these things as if it's going to be for you, but really it's going to be for these elites and for these higher ups to access that so-called higher digital power. But for you, you're just going to be a slave to it, man. You see? So it says, woe to them, mighty one that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. You see? And it's in the power of their hand, and they're going to exercise that power, man. You're not going to have no choice. But look at this, though, right? This is from the BBC News. It says the microchip implants that let you pay with your hand. You see? And this is the mark of the beast right here. The micro, see here. Let's get that in Revelation. Well, I'll get it on my phone. So I need to look up words anyway. You see, so the M.O.T.B. it's an actual physical thing. It's not sin. It's not worshiping on Sunday or celebrating Valentine's Day or committing adultery or stealing or anything that's outside of the law of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. The mark of the beast is an actual physical thing, man. It's the actual micro here. That's why the word for that word mark is karagma. Let's get that. We bring this out all the time, man. You got these stupid ass sellout Israelite camps telling you that the mark of the beast is sin, which if it is, in that case we're all doomed and we're all duped, man, because we've all come short. We've all come short of the glory of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. But at the same time, though, this don't make no sense. They're telling you that the mark of the beast is sin, but the scriptures say that. Matter of fact, let me get this real fast. Sure, these guys are assholes, man. This is Isaiah 55:6. Seek ye Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near. Let the wicked forsake his way, and the unrighteous man his thoughts, and let him return unto Yahweh, and he will have mercy upon him, and to our God, for he will abundantly pardon. You see? So if the mark of the beast is sin, well, Revelations 16 tells you that if you take a mark of the beast, there's no repentance from that sin. You can't repent from taking the M.O.T.B. If you take it, your destiny and your destruction is already sealed, and you can't repent from that. So it don't make no sense that it's sin, man, in the way that they're telling you that it is. Because if you could, you can be forgiven your sins, but you can't be forgiven for taking that mark of the beast, man. So what the hell are you niggas talking about? And again, if the mark of the beast is sin, what is it? Sin unto death? Is it minor sin? Is it major sin? What kind of sin is it that you're gonna have to do in order to be able to buy and sell, man? What is it? You got to commit adultery? I mean, what the hell? You got to, I don't know. What? You niggas explain that. Y'all break that down. Because it don't make any sense. You see? Yeah, so it says, let the wicked forsake his way, and the unrighteous man his thoughts. Let me read this in the NLT. Isaiah 55:7 in the NLT. Let the wicked change their ways and banish the very thought of doing wrong. Well, these guys tell you that the mark of the beast is when you accept sin in your mind, and then when you carry it out with your right hand, that's having the mark of the beast. Well, the Lord said, forsake those things, man. Don't sin. And at the end of the day, you niggas claim to be all about the law. The IUIC claims to be so righteous. Well, how the hell are you niggas buying and selling? By your very definition, that means you niggas got the mark of the beast then. Stupid niggas, man. Let the wicked change their ways and banish the very thought of doing wrong. Let them turn to Yahweh, B'Shem Yahushua, that he may have mercy on them. Yes, turn to our power, for he will forgive generously. But show me in the scriptures where you can be forgiven for the worshipers of the doom. Let me get that real fast, man. Let's see what happens if you take that mark of the beast. Let's see if there's going to be some form of forgiveness. The last I checked, it wasn't none. Yep. It says the Revelations 14:9, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand. Now, according to you guys, the mark of the beast is a sin in all of its forms, man. So if you accept Christmas and Easter and Valentine's Day and voting and celebrating white Jesus and going to church on Sundays, that means you've received the image, which you accepted it in your mind, and then you played it out by going to church and by doing these things. So by definition, your very definition, you niggas got the mark of the beast. Well, let's see what your destiny is going to be. Let's see if there's anywhere in here for forgiveness of those that worship the image and that receive the mark in their right hand and their forehead. Let's see. If any man worship the beast and his image and receive, you see, you got to receive the mark of the beast, man. Look at this word for receive. You got to literally make a conscious decision to receive it. The word for receive in the Greek is lambano. It says to take with the hand. Lay hold of it. And we tell you, the mark of the beast is a literal physical thing. You have to literally put your right hand out there and allow them to stick that karax in you. You know, the karagma, the karax. You have to literally let them impale that thing within your hand. You have to literally give your hand to it. It ain't talking about spiritually. See, that's how you know these guys are bugged out. That the mark of the beast is an actual physical thing. Well, we're going to explain it. It says to take with the hand, lay hold of any person or thing in order to use it. To take up a thing to be carried. Right. And what are you going to be carrying inside of you? That goddamn micro C-hip, that RFID microchip. Literally in your right hand or in your forehead, man. You're going to literally be carrying it with you. You see? Because you're going to have to take it and receive it. It says to take up a thing to be carried. To take upon oneself. What is it? Yeah, to associate with oneself as companion, attendant, right? Because why? You're going to have to literally worship this system, and you're going to have to literally make the conscious decision to bow down to it, man, and to receive that mark in your right hand, man. It says to associate oneself. Oh, that's why it tells you that he'll be able to kill those that didn't worship the image or receive their mark. Meaning what? You'll be separated. You won't be able to attend and be a companion with this system if you don't have the M.O.T.B. You know, when it's finally implemented, man. You're not going to be able to go into the store and scan your right hand or your forehead to be allowed entry into the grocery store or the DMV or to get on the train or whatever the case might be. You will not be able to be a companion of this new world without the fucking C-hip. Excuse my language, I'm getting pissed, man. It says to associate with oneself as companion and attendant. Yep. Yep, to take oneself, lay hold upon, to take possession of, to appropriate to oneself. Yep, to take a thing due, to collect, to admit, receive, to receive what is offered. See? Oh, look at this. To regard to anyone's power, rank, external circumstances. Right, because why? If you don't take this M.O.T.B, you can't buy and sell. So Esau's going to tell you the option. Look, either you're going to take this or, hey, get the hell out of here. You can't function. Go be separated from society. Go out there and starve to death. Die. We don't give a damn, you see? It says to regard to anyone's power, rank, external circumstances, and on that account to do some injustice or neglect something. So you see it's right there, man. That's what's going to happen if you take that M.O.T.B, man. You see? Where was I at before this? Oh, yeah, let me go back to this article, right? So now that I said that, right? It says the microchip implants that let you pay with your hand. See, this is the actual physical thing. It's an actual physical transaction. Right now, you use this what with your phone? I was in the store the other day. I saw this girl. She had her Apple Pay on her phone. She didn't swipe her hand on the goddamn card reader. She just put her phone right on the thing. Boop, and she paid. And what is that doing? That's just conditioning you to doing that. But eventually, you're not going to need the phone. It's going to be in you. It's going to be in your right hand or in your forehead, and you're just going to pop your fucking hand, your chip right on the scanner. Okay? It says, Paul Pullman causes a stir whenever he pays for something in a shop or a restaurant. This is because the 37-year-old doesn't need to use a bank card or his mobile phone to pay. Instead, he simply places his left hand near the contactless card reader and the payment goes through. Remember, Nate? Yeah, sister said her dog has a microchip. Well, maybe your dog can buy you some lamb. Well, nigga, if that dog's microchip has CBDC on that shit, and it has central bank digital currencies and the ability to make transactions with that chip, he surely effing can, man. But it ain't funny now, right? Because now we're seeing these things are literally. Remember, they was always talking about eventually they're microchipping dogs, and what was that for? Pretty much, if your dog get lost, you'll have that the dog's information is on that microchip. Now, of course, you would have to physically go and find the dog. But the point was being that if somebody found that dog, and say if it was 20 miles away, and somebody found the dog and it turned it into the vet, they'll scan that microchip and the dog's information, its address, its owner will pop up to where that person can be contacted and what was lost can be found. You see? It's going to be the same with you people, man. Hey, each one of your micro SIM is going to be specifically catered and identifiable to you and all your information that's on that son bitch, man. Like I said, and eventually, even that one guy, I forgot his name, he said, well, what will the CBDC look like in the future? And the guy said, it'll be about the size of a grain of rice, man. You see? So y'all need to wake up and stop playing games, man. It says, the reactions I get from cashiers are priceless, says Mr. Paulman, a security guard from the Netherlands. You see, those damn dumbass Swedes and those people in the Netherlands, they're already microchipped up. Now, of course, it's not fully, integrated into the M.O.T.B system, but we see this is where things are going, man. Those motherfuckers over there, they ready for it. They ready, but they're gonna have to bring it on a global scale eventually to where it's gonna be required, it's gonna be made mandatory. It says he is able to pay using his hand because back in 2019, he had a contactless payment microchip injected under his skin. The procedure hurts as much as when someone pinches your skin. A microchip was first implanted into a human back in '98, but it is only during the past decade that the technology has been available commercially. The Internet of Things, man. The Internet of Bodies, the Internet of Everything. This is the wave of the future. Like I was saying earlier, eventually, if you don't have this thing, you're going to be obsolete. All right? You're going to be looked at as the old model, unusable, goddamn tape deck version of how you handle music, so to speak, It says, and when it comes to implantable payment chips, British-Polish firm Walletmore says the last year it became the first company to offer them for sale. The implant can be used to pay for a drink on the beach in Rio, a coffee in New York, a haircut in Paris. See, so it's showing you that it's going to eventually be global. The microchip contactless payment system will be acceptable all over the goddamn globe, man. So no matter where you are, once you have this chip, it can be used. It's going to be a global system. You'll be able to buy and sell. And if you don't have it, no matter where the hell you at, you will not be able to buy and sell, man. You get it? You see? You understand it? Okay? It says a haircut in Paris or at a local grocery store, says founder and chief executive Wojciech Paporta. It can be used wherever contactless payments are accepted. And eventually they will be accepted every goddamn where. It won't be nowhere. Pretty soon, this is going to be the only form of payment. It's going to be the only way you're going to be able to buy and sell, man. Let's get that. Well, I'll get it right here. All right? This is Revelation chapter 13, verse 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast. See, what was the image of the beast? Is basically then was the ancient Roman Empire. Now it's this revised Roman Empire, which is America, in this system that they're creating. You see, that's the image. That the image of the beast should both speak. Didn't I read that in Habakkuk? At the end it shall speak and not lie. So we see this, the image of the beast is speaking. This system is being implemented. It's getting ready to be all around each and every last one of us, man. You see? And without you worshiping and paying homage and accepting this image and worshiping the beast, you won't be able to be accepted. You won't be able to be to function within that system. See? It says that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. Or what? Apo, separated, man. You see? This is why eventually, like we said, I brought out a couple months ago, that's why those bank accounts, I think it was where, in the Philippines or in Thailand, those 80 million bank accounts that didn't have their biometrics linked to that account all got shut out. They all got closed. They all became obsolete because eventually you're going to need your biometrics in order to even have a bank account. And eventually you're going to, if you don't have the micro C-hip and your biometrics all in one, you won't be able to buy and sell and function at all, man. You see, it's not some, it's an actual physical thing, man. It's not some just spiritual mark or spiritual thing. It's an actual physical system that they're creating, man. And you're going to have to physically be integrated with it. It says, and will cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And he calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond. And this is talking about people. It's not talking about small countries and big countries. Well, small countries and big countries are made up of their citizens, man. You see? So what? It don't matter if you're rich or poor, whether you're significant or insignificant, a celebrity or just an everyday average person, he's gonna, let's get this word for cause of. He calls of all. And the word is poieo. It says to make, with the names of things made, to produce, construct, form, fashion, etc. To make ready, to prepare, to produce, shoot forth, to make a thing out of something, constitute or appoint one anything, to appoint or ordain one, to put forth, to make one do something. Yep, to be authors of a thing, to carry out, to execute, to make ready, and so that at the same time to institute. See? So they're going to cause everybody. Because why? They're going to create a system to where this is going to be your only way into the system. Other than that, you're out. You can't play ball. No ticky, no laundry, you know? It says, any cause of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark. Let's get that word mark. You know that word is charagma. It's an actual physical thing. It's not a spiritual thing. Right, the word for mark is charagma, a stamp, an imprinted mark. See, it's an actual physical thing. It says, of the mark stamped on the forehead or the right hand as the badge of the followers of the Antichrist. And it ain't talking about just doing sin. It's how you're going to be, how you're going to receive your mark, you stupid niggas, man. It's an actual physical thing. It's the micro C-hip. It says the mark branded upon horses, you see? And a mark that's branded upon horses is an actual physical mark. You can't put no spiritual mark or a spiritual brand on a horse and then be like, well, hey, that's my horse. Don't you see? It has my spiritual brand on it. The person's going to be like, motherfucker, I don't see shit. So I don't know if that's your horse or not, man. How would you be able to brand it is by physically, literally branding it, man. The ancient Egyptians branded their slaves. The Greeks branded their slaves. Esau branded their slaves, man. And right now, and they're gonna physically brand you with this charagma, man, when it's inserted inside of your body, man. It says a thing carved, a sculpture, a graven image, right? Because when you literally sculpt and grave image, you physically, literally graved it. You literally did it with your hand with a tool, and that's what the little syringe is, man. When they pump that thing in you, that's the charagma. All right, and let's go to the root of charagma. The word is charax. Charax. I'm sorry. The charagma is the chip. The charax is the actual little palisade thing that they poke your hand with to inject the microchip. So the word is a charax, a pale or stake, a palisade or a rampart. Pales between which earth, stones, trees, and timbers are heaped and packed together. Yep, through the idea of scratching a stake. What do you do with a stake to a vampire? You stab him in his heart, man. It's the same with this little tool that they use to impale the charax, the micro C-hip in you, man. You see? And let's go to the root for the word charax is grapho. It says to delineate letters on a tablet, parchment, paper, or other material. Well, in this case, it's going to be that microchip, which carries information. You see? It's going to carry your name, you know, your social credit score, your CBDCs, all type of other information, man. It says to commit to writing things not to be forgotten, to write down, to record, right? All your information is going to be on that charagma, man. See? Information. That's why you're not going to need a wallet. You're not going to need a purse. You're not going to have to carry identification around. It's all going to be in your micro C-hip, man. You see? So it says, he calls to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that hath the mark or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. You see? And that's what the M.O.T.B is, man. And these people are showing you small glimpses of it in this article. It says, Wallemore's chip, which weighs less than a gram and is a little bigger than a grain of rice, is comprised of a tiny microchip and an antenna encased in a biopolymer, a naturally sourced material similar to plastic. Because what's on that shit? His bank account, his ability to, his bank account. I'm pretty sure other information as well. That's the, the grapho part of it. That's what's written. That's what's inside of this microchip. That's how he's able to pay with his hand, man. It says here the implant can be used to pay for a drink on the beach in Rio, a coffee in New York, a haircut in Paris. Wallemore's chip, which weighs less than a gram, is a little bigger than a grain of rice, is comprised of a tiny microchip and an antenna encased in a biopolymer, a naturally sourced material similar to plastic. Mr. Paprada adds that it is entirely safe, has regulatory approval, works immediately after being implanted, and will stay firmly in place. See, it's the actual physical thing, man. You see? It says it also does not require a battery or other power source. The firm says it now has sold more than 500 of the chips, man. And this is why they have billions of these chips, man. Because why? You got billions of people, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond. You got billions of people on this planet. That's why they have billions of these chips, man. And they're going to be all retrofitted for each and every individual person with all of your grapho and your information and information that should not be forgotten on it, man. And that's what your CBDC is going to look like, about the size of a grain of rice. As that one demon said when he was talking to one of those WEF assholes. It says the technology Wallemore uses is near field communication, and that's what they use in the UK is NFC. Here in America is RFID. The contactless payment system in smartphones. Remember I was reading earlier, the Internet of Bodies, the Internet of everything, man. This is where the future of this society is going, man. You see, and eventually you will be obsolete. You will be rendered useless eventually without this micro C-hip, without the mark of the beast. See? It says the contactless payment system in smartphones. Other payments implants are based on radio frequency identification, which is the similar technology typically found in physical contactless debit and credit cards, you see? So now they're gonna just put the credit and the debit card inside of you, man. You see? You're no longer gonna have to have a debit card or a credit card or anything literally physically on you. It's gonna be in your ass, man. See, and they got the picture of it right here. I don't know if you can see it, but it's the x-ray of the hand with the chip in it, man. And they always show you the left hand, because it's the left hand. Because why? It's going to be more in your right hand because people are more right hand dominant. But they always show it on the left to try to throw you off. But it tells you in Revelations whether you take it in your hands. No matter what hand or where you take it, you're doomed. You can't repent, man. This is a sin you can't be forgiven for, Nate. IUIC, ISUPK, stupid niggas, man. It says, for many of us, the idea of having such a chip implanted in our body is an appalling one, but a 2021 survey of more than 4,000 people across the UK and the European Union found that 51% will consider it, because they're idiots, man. Because they don't understand scriptures, they don't read the Bible. And even if they do read the Bible, hey, Esau's going to put so much hell, he's going to make things so bad, he's going to put the pressure on, he's going to squeeze everybody, he's going to let so much hell and chaos break out that people who probably wouldn't consider it are going to consider it, man. And like I was saying earlier, if you're one of these influencers, if your whole life and your whole way that you support yourself and your livelihood is through the internet and being an influencer, being a TikToker, having these podcasts and having to have access to the internet to survive, you're going to end up taking this shit, man. Because without it, what? You're not going to be able to have no livelihood. And that's what they're going to use ultimately to deceive you people into accepting it, man. Well, I got to eat, right? I got to take care of my family, I got to keep my podcast going. I got to keep doing my content. That's how I eat. That's how I survive. That's how I feed my family and pay my bills. What do you want me to do? Esau's just going to be like, well, nigga, you know what you got to do. And since these people they don't have no faith, they're not really dialed in with the scriptures, they're not looking for the kingdom or the return of our Lord and Savior Yahweh Shai, they're not looking for the kingdom to come, hey, they got all their hopes and their investment and their hopes here in the system, man. So eventually they're going to bow the knee. They're going to end up taking the M.O.T.B. thinking that they've saved their lives, but really, they're going to save it for a little a moment, and then they're going to be destroyed. Let me get that real fast. This is Matthew chapter 16. This is Matthew 16 and 24. Then said Yahushua unto his disciples, if any man will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me. For whosoever will save his life shall lose it, right? Because a lot of people are going to try to save their life here in this society when they bring this M.O.T.B, because they're going to see it as a form of going back to normal. Because like I said, they're going to let all hell break loose. The economy is going to collapse. People are going to lose everything. Your bank account's going to be wiped out. It's going to be sedition, race riots, famine, food wars, race wars, martial law, insurrection. And then when Esau finally, comes with this solution, and he comes with this new world order and a way to fix everything, these people are going to try to save their lives because they're going to been catching so much hell. They're going to see, what desperation truly looks like, what society without law and order feels like. They're going to be begging for a solution. They're going to be begging for things to go back to normal. And when he presents this mark of the beast in this digital system, they're going to they're going to try to save their lives and have some form of comfort, not knowing that it's all a trap and a snare. It says, for whosoever will save his life shall lose it, and whosoever will lose his life for my sake shall find it. That's why the scriptures say that the elect, we love not our lives unto the death, man. And we're going to stand on our testimony in Yahweh Shem Yahushua even unto the death, man. It says, for what is a man profited if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? And a lot of you people are going to lose your soul because you're going to take that mark of the beast. You're gonna look for that easy way out. You're gonna look for that comfort. You're gonna, like I read in Proverbs 4, you're gonna enter into the path of the wicked, not knowing that it's gonna lead to your total destruction, man. It says, and what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? It says, for the Son of Man shall come in the glory of his Father and with his angels, and then he shall reward every man according to his works. Right, and we're trying to be rewarded for good works, for righteous works, we're not trying to receive the reward of the dooms of the worshipers of the Antichrist, or the doom and the judgment that comes with taking this man's charagma, man. I'll pass. I'm good. Anyways, back here. It says, however, without giving a percentage figure, the report added that invasiveness and security issues remain a major concern for respondents. And that might be a concern now, but like I said, when all hell is breaking loose, when you ain't eating God knows how long, when society is collapsing, all hell is breaking loose, hey, you ain't gonna give a damn about invasiveness or any of that shit. You just gonna be worried about being comfortable, being able to eat, being able to buy and sell, having some form of normality again. So you're going to throw all your morals and all of your beliefs right out the goddamn window, and you're going to take that goddamn micro C hip, go into that 15-minute city, and thinking you made it. But that damn system is going to bring nothing but pure hell on your ass, man. Where else? It says, chip implants contain the same kind of technology that people use on a daily basis. He says, see, I was saying that earlier. You see, like I said, this is why they've gotten people so conditioned and so used to this technology. Having your smartphone, smart this, smart that, Bluetooth this, Wi-Fi connections, Internet of Bodies, Internet of Things, smartwatches, wearables, because it was all part of them gradually getting you hooked and, like a crackhead on this technology to where your life can't function without it. So when he presents this, this charagma and this M.O.T.B and this new system, man, it's going to really, for a lot of people, seem like it ain't really too much of a difference from, the life that they was living. It's just the signs of the times. I remember when the brothers in Dallas was talking to that fat Edomite, and they was like, would you eventually take a microchip? And he was like, well, yeah, I pretty much would, because that's the way that society goes. That's the signs of the times. Pretty soon, that's just going to be the way that it is. You see? So they're deceiving you people. They're gradually, duping your ass, man. You see? Read that again. It says, chips contain the same kind of technology that people use on a daily basis, he says, from key fobs to unlocked doors, public transit cards like the London Oyster card, or bank cards with contactless payment functions. That's why I said earlier, they get you used to just boop, 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 So eventually it's just going to go from your phone right inside of you, man. So people are being conditioned without them even really knowing it, man. This is why Esau, he's so subtle and he's very crafty, man. This man is very slick, man. He's very wise on the left-hand side and to deceive, man. But this is why you got to be up on game. This is why, you know, hey, the water Yahweh Shem Shai for the Holy Spirit. You know, we pick up on these things, you know? It says the reading distance is limited by the small antenna coil inside the implant. The implant needs to be within the electromagnetic field of a compatible RFID or NFC reader. But see, this is why eventually they're going to have 6G and this shit set up every goddamn where, to where it don't matter how. Pretty soon you're not going to need to do that. Pretty soon as you walk, they told you that in the IBM commercial, where the little Edomite dude was walked in the store. He was just grabbing shit, grabbing this, grabbing that, and it seemed like the security guard looked like he was stealing, but everything that he was buying, it was just being read just like that off of his implant, his micro C hip, man. You see, so eventually that's why they're setting up this 6G. This is why they're gonna have AI every goddamn where. So no matter where you go, it's gonna be it's gonna have low latency, man. It's not gonna be no hiccups, not gonna be no delay. Everywhere you go, no matter what you do, you walk into a store, it's just gonna automatically be able to read, man. Whatever you buy, whatever you purchase, it's just gonna, okay, he got that, he got that, he got that. It's just gonna be in real time, man. You see? It's gonna be off the chain, you know? It says only when there is magnetic coupling between the reader and the transponder can the implant be read. He adds that he is not concerned that his whereabouts could be tracked because he's a fucking idiot. At that point, he ain't gonna be worried about it. They're doing this shit anyway. You know, and that's what a lot of people are gonna eventually say that, well, they're already tracking me anyway. I ain't got nothing to hide. Which just shows you that people will justify anything, you know what I mean? It ain't about that. It's just about the fact that, you know, you have to understand biblically what's the consequences of this shit, man. It says RFID chips are used in pets to identify them when they're lost, he says, but it's not possible to locate them using an RFID chip implant. Well, that's what they're going to have other shit for. That's why they're going to have, you know, all of your biometrics and all this 6G and all these cameras every goddamn where. You know, that's what's going to be tracking and monitoring, you know, where you're at, where you're going. You know, they're going to have other technology too. But at the same time, you know, everywhere you go, you're going to be tracked and traced. It's not going to be nowhere to where they're not going to be able to recognize you. You know, but the mark of the beast is going to be used in the financial aspect of buying and selling, of them tracking everything that you buy and that you sell, what you have access to and what you don't have access to, you know? Like I said, they're going to be having all these cameras everywhere and all your biometrics being ran by AI. So no matter where you go, it's going to be watching you, you know, notifying you, seeing who you are. It's going to be nowhere where you're going to go to where they're not going to be identified or on camera, to where AI can't see you, man, to where the left-handed angels aren't watching and reporting back to your every whereabouts, you know? It says, the missing pet needs to be found physically. The entire body gets scanned until the RFID chip implant is found and read. Yet the issue with such chips and what causes concern is whether in the future they become ever more advanced and packed full of a person's private data, and in turn whether this information is secure and if a person could indeed be tracked. Well, no shit. Oh, look at this, right? It says, she says that implanted payment chips are just an extension of the Internet of Things, you see? Like I said, it's the extension of it, because eventually it's going to be everything. It says, by that she means another way of connecting and exchanging data. It says, yet while she says that many people are open to the idea as it would make paying for things quicker and easier, the benefit must be weighed up with the risk, especially as when embedded chips carry more of our personal information. How much are we willing to pay for the sake of convenience, she says? Where do we draw the line when it comes to privacy and security? Who will be protecting the critical blah, 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 which that don't mean shit, because like I said earlier, ain't none of that gonna matter, all right? Like I said, it's not gonna be about, people ain't gonna be worried about that type of shit when you can't buy and sell unless you have this technology. When you can't function within society without having this, all that other shit's gonna go out the window. Shit, Jacob, they'll give up all their goddamn rights as long as they can buy and sell and get on the internet and function normally, you know? Look at this though. There's a dark side to the technology that has the potential for abuse, she says. Those with no love of individual freedom, it opens up seductive new vistas for control, manipulation, and oppression. And that's what it's all about. Again, total control, man. That's what the system is all being implemented for. All the other shit about convenience and buying and selling, and it's all, you know, everything's moving swiftly. You ain't got to wait in line anymore. You know, you ain't got to do this, you ain't got to that. That's just all the fluff and puff and the selling point. But this is what it's really all about. The darker side of it, man. All right, you won't be able to buy and sell, giving these elites total control, making you a total digital oppressed slave in this man's system, man. It says it opened up seductive new and who owns. It says the result, she cautions, could be the disempowerment of many for the benefit of the few. Fucking duh. This is what it's really all about, man. Yep. It says this technology has been used in animals for years, he argues. They're very small, inert objects. There is no risk. It says in the Netherlands, Paulman describes himself as a biohacker, someone who puts pieces of technology into his body to try to improve his performance. He has 32 implants in total, including chips to open doors and embed magnets. So this fucking moron got all type of fucking chips in his ass. And won't be surprised his ass is going to die of cancer, because why? You're going to receive that grievous sword. And that's another thing, right? If the IUIC is saying that the mark of the beast is sin, where are all these people with all the grievous swords and these cancerous swords from them having the mark of the beast? Where is it? Where are they? Because it ain't sin. It's the goddamn implant, you fucking idiots. It says technology keep evolving, so I keep collecting more. He says my implants augment my body. I wouldn't want to live without them. Hey, well, pretty soon you won't be able to live without it, because if you don't merge yourself with this technology and with machine, you won't be able to function in society. Quoting Klaus Schwab, man. So, hey, there you go, man. This article, hey, it said a whole lot in it, man. So let me get some of these precepts. Then I'll get ready to close it out. So, yeah, there you go, man. Yeah, so like I said, to the IUIC, where's the grievous swords, man? All right? Let me get this. This is the times that we're coming into. This is Revelation chapter 3 and 10. It says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation. And what is the hour of temptation? When they make this technology and this micro C-hip mandatory, man. When it's not going to be any more, you know, you're not going to have any option. You're not going to have any choice. Either you're going to accept it, take it, or you're going to be killed. You're going to be totally separated from society, man. You're going to be ostracized, casted out, anchor friendly, so to speak, man. You know, hey, and this is why we're constantly going into these topics and going into these videos to show you what the M.O.T.B really is, man. It's not a philosophy, man. It's not sleeping with white women. It's not celebrating Christmas or Thanksgiving or goddamn, you know, sin in all of its forms, man. All right? It's not committing adultery. Now, of course, those are sins, but that's not what the mark of the beast is. It's this physical, implantable micro C-hip, this system that these devils are ready to create, to where you're going to have to acquiesce and worship and bow down to and receive their charagma, man. It says, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. See? And this thing is coming. Though it tarries, wait for it, man. And all of you naysayers and you doubters and you bugged out Israelite groups out there that's not accepting the M.O.T.B, that's not saying that it's the micro C-hip, that you're saying that it's sin, that it's not nothing physical, and niggas saying that you can take it and take it out, hey, okay, keep that same energy, man. But at the end of the day, you are going to realize that the prophets, starting with the elders and the apostles, were right, man. All right? And this thing is coming, it's not tearing, and it's almost here at the door, man. You see? So, hey, you Jake, you better wake up, man. You better pull your head out of your ass. You better snap out of that zombie state. Hey, because this thing, and it keeps coming up, right? This was a hot topic this week. It's going to keep coming up because we're in the time to where, hey, this prophecy is about to ready to show itself, man. And this devil is about to present it, and you're going to have a choice to make, man. And if you ain't been prepped and prepared and you still got doubt and you've been given all these gray hairs to what it is and you can possibly take it, you think the Lord cares you to take a microchip, man, you gotta feed your kids, right? Just like y'all niggas was deceived and taking that jump shot. Hey, And a lot of you went back to the spirit world. It's going to be the same with this. There ain't no forgiveness. There ain't no repenting if you take this karabna, man. If you take this micro C here, your ass is grass, man. And I already read the judgment for those that take it, man. All right? You're going to get that grievous sword. You're going to get that cancerous pus. And then you're going to be melted in the presence of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man. So with that, I'm going to close it there. Lord willing, this is edifying. I'm going to give all praise, honor, and the glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles, bishop, and elders, a great millstone that rule well. Peace and blessing be multiplied on you, brethren, teaching this word in all sincerity and truth. All right, Lord willing, this is edifying. Lord willing, I'll be back out here next week. Till then, shalom.